Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Thank you for joining me. We will be discussing the week of April the 11th through the 16th, 2022. I really appreciate your time, so I hope some of this information will be worth your time spent with me, and here we go. The sun sign is still in Aries, Aries being that planet ruled Mars energy that we have to be very careful of. It's wonderful for impulse and getting things done and moving forward, but it is considered the red planet, Mars, and that's the warrior planet. So there's a lot of aggression that can be had out there. I guess it depends on your state of mind, as well as other people's state of mind around you. But it can be a short fuse. It can be working into situations where people have a short fuse. If we look at the Emmy Awards, that would be a really good example of short fuse or impulsive anger or misdirected anger. So if you're the victim of it or the perpetrator, we have to look at where it's coming from. Is it coming from ego? Is it coming from external energy that maybe things are going on so fast, or there's so much stress or so much pressure? This is how the valve lets go in these little short bursts of anger or irritation or frustration. And we don't have to give in to it, but we should be aware of it. So looking at this, we'll be closing this off before too much longer, moving into Taurus energy in the sun sign. But we still do have some lessons to learn, and they're still willing to teach us those lessons as we evolve. Now, when we look at some of the planets' positions right now, we're moving from that Mercury, which is the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate. That as well was in Aries, and I'm doing this podcast on the 11th. And today, this is an Aries energy, but that's going to be changing on the 12th. That's Tuesday. And that's going to turn into Taurus in Mercury. Now there's going to be some, effect when the planets change. Sensitive people can feel it. So sometimes they can feel at odds with themselves. Sometimes they're a little bit more vulnerable as that change or transition occurs. Sometimes the waters get a little muddy because Aries energy is very different from Taurus. You got the ram that's bouncing around, sprightly, energetic, impulsive, and you have Taurus, the bull, that's slow, methodic, not so easy to rile as the ram is, but once you got them riled, it's almost impossible to stop them. So there's that very determined energy. And then we've got Venus, the planet of love, beauty, the planet of attraction. That's in Pisces, and that's still very, very psychic energy field. So many of you out there may be experiencing some situations that you could call psychic, or that they're trying to open that psychic door to help us understand what's going on, or to help us realize that these are signals that are actually happening for us, to wake us up, or to get our attention for something that's coming. So that psychic energy also hopefully makes us a little more compassionate, although you wouldn't know it when you're looking at some of these CNN pictures of the war that's going on at this point. It is supposed to open that compassionate door, though, and many people are giving and trying to support. So it is affecting some, but that one person that it's supposed to be affecting is not affected. And Mars, the planet that is ruling Aries, but also in our charts, is in Aquarius right now. And Aquarius is that, the wave of the future. The planet of expansion, Uranus, is tied to Aquarian energy. So it's all about creativity and working towards something that's very unorthodox and very different. Doesn't surprise me that electric plant was discussed and decided on. It probably took a long time. It didn't happen yesterday. But with this planet of expansion energy and planet of new thoughts and unorthodox approach to problems or issues, doesn't surprise me that we would go with something that truly is different. I've had motor engines with gas. I'm 72 all my life. This is going to be a very different experience for us older folks. So are we going to embrace it, or is the younger generation going to pass us in this? Only the planets know. So we have these opportunities right now to step outside the box and think outside the box and work outside the box, which is very powerful and very, very potent. Now, with Mercury moving into Taurus, Taurus is the bull. And that's very slow. The bull, we used to have bulls. You see them on TV fighting bulls with horses, and it looks like they're fast. I think some of those bulls were bred a certain way, but your normal bull can be slow, hard to outrun if they get ticked off at you, but powerful. So it's an earth sign. It's an energy field that wants to introduce each and every one of us to the five senses. It's very earthy. And it's one that work may impress us, hopefully, maybe to stop and see those birds that are trying to build nests, or maybe see that little robin's egg that unhappily is on the ground, or see the love that some of the animals are showing towards each other as they try to procreate. So Mercury, combined with Taurus, Mercury is the planet of perception. And it's a kind of an energy, when you turn it to focusing on Taurus, it's a mindset that works hard to try to be aligned with our natural laws. And practicality, to be practical, and an attitude that's inspired by nature. So there's going to be, for many of you that are awake and open to new lessons, there's going to be an energy out there that challenge you to be in touch with our natural world, to live in sync with a world that's out of sync right now. And it's out of sync with nature's laws as well. And so there'll be some frustration that goes with that. So when we have that kind of an energy, we have to look at ourselves and our lives. What is the universe trying to bring to our attention? Where are we maybe out of balance? And how can I find that balance? So we have to look at maybe, are we rushing around in any way? Many people have returned to work. So now they have the drive. Now they have the pressure to be dressed, the pressure to be outside of your comfort zone, the nest. So many people right now are feeling stress. They are feeling rushed. They may feel like they kind of lost a certain amount of control that they thought they had in their little cocooned, nesty world. And we have to look at, are we in danger of making a decision that isn't in our best interest in this rushed energy? So we have to look at that. During this time, the way the planets are placed, there could be a little bit more judgment of others pointed towards us. Are you up for this? Are you up for finding people judging you? And that's where we're starting to leave behind the Aries energy, which is ego. Because Aries is I am, so that's ego. And then having somebody judge you, your ego is going to be challenged. Now, many people say, no, I can apologize if I did something wrong. I could do this if it was this way. But I think the universe is going to offer many of us some situations that will challenge us to really and truly examine, am I living in ego? And if so, how can I get out of that? So if somebody yelled at you or honked your horn, what would be your first thought? How dare you do that to me? Or would it be, maybe that person's upset, maybe I made a mistake. Or maybe I am in the right, but that person might be having a hard day. So where are you located in ego right now? And that's what the universe is going to try to bring to our attention, is where are you? So Mercury likes to learn by doing things. Mercury likes to take it slow, steady steps towards a very practical goal when you combine it with Taurus. That's a really good energy field. This is, if I was going to construct a building, I know that they're trying to work at constructing buildings faster right now. There was a push on to change the building code so they could get homes up faster. I'm not sure I'm in agreement with that, because you can buy that very fastly made home, or quickly, I should say, made home, and then find that maybe it's not up to code, or it's not going to withstand certain things, or it's going to cave earlier, or the materials that they used is substandard. I'm not positive my nest deserves that. I know that they're looking for homes, but I would like to feel that my home, my nest is solid and secure. So sometimes quick isn't as good as it should be. Maybe bricks for a foundation is better than straw. Ask the piglets in the wolf scenario. I think they would have preferred to have the building that was made of bricks. So Mercury, what it loses in speed, it makes up for thoroughness. It wants a solid grounding in what we're experiencing in a hands-on way, and that way we'll be able to shape our perceptions in a different light. So since Mercury likes to learn by doing and by taking it slow, steady steps towards that really practical goal, whether it's solidly constructed is going to make a difference, because there's going to be some tangible results, and we'll want to see those tangible results at the end. So we work best in an unhurried environment right now, where we're not pressed to make leaps of logic and to just run by the seat of our pants. And if you're in that kind of an energy field, it is not going to feel good for you. You're going to feel out of sorts. You will feel out of tune. You won't feel like you're grounded, which is what earth signs want to be, is grounded. So this energy field will challenge you to say, where is my security? Where is my grounding? How can I balance out? Now, on that note, towards the middle of the week, the moon will be moving into Libra, and Libra energy is balance. It's the scales. So we will seek to balance our mind, our emotions, our life. And if we don't seek to do it, I hope you're there, because it's going to feel horrible if you're not. So maybe be proactive and seek that. Now, just before that, the moon is in Virgo, and Virgo energy wants organization, wants to reorder things so that things look more manageable, again, more practical. I don't think I'm an OCD clean person. I like things neat and I like things orderly and sensible, but I wouldn't consider myself OCD yet. When Virgo moves into the moon position, I find myself straightening shelves at the grocery store. Maybe a bottle's turned sideways and all the others around them are turned right. I reach up and I straighten the bottle. Like, I'm not saying it's not me, it's just I notice it, because that's the way the energy is. And so the push is keep everything in order. So as long as we balance that, it might be okay. Now, because of the balance here, many of you may be vulnerable to kidney disorders, urethra, urinary tract, bladder. That is linked with Libra as well. So I'm noticing my dogs. I'm having a couple of dogs with infections, yeast infections, bacterial infections. I have one little female that I've really had to look at and get some antibiotics into her. So your dogs can't come and say to you, I'm itchy down there, kids. So keep an eye on your animals, keep an eye on yourself. Make sure that those kidneys are working good. If you do tend towards kidney infections, bladder infections, you might need to look at that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying that with my animals, proactivity is better than reactivity, because by the time maybe we get to it, it's too late and it becomes a real big problem. So just keep an eye on that. And there will be a full moon on Saturday, the 16th of this week, and full moon in Libra can also exacerbate this issue. So if you're vulnerable in that area, be way ahead of it. Also, the beginning of the week, you may want to look at your digestive tract and your pancreas. So if you can't tolerate grease, don't put yourself in that position. It's not a good energy to give you the opportunity to work at digesting grease, because pancreas will be very, very sensitive. So if you have a dog that tends towards pancreatitis, just, be on the alert. Make sure nobody gives them food that you're not aware of. Now, the number 3 was given to us for this week, and the number 3 has the characteristics of mental alertness. Boy, do I need that. And creative mind, but boy, do I need the mental alertness. I have really noticed myself being a little foggy around the edges lately, and it's unsettling. So I'm going to suck that right up and take that and own it as much as I can. Number 3 likes to be creative and original. And so it supports good imagination. So I've been playing with that myself, actually, knowing that number 3 was coming this week. And if I had a problem to sort out on my farm where I have to think about, I got to do this with the tractor, I've got to do this and this, rather than just attack it, I've been sitting down and trying to let my mind float around it, my imagination, go here and go there, and see if I could find different solutions than what I'm used to getting. And this good imagination time with the number 3 is really, really active, so don't be afraid to use that. Number 3 hates boredom, and they like to cooperate with others, preparing number 3 for number 4, which is an even number. So we'll find ourselves maybe more willing to cooperate with other people, maybe finding more cooperation from other people. Take advantage of it. And if you hate boredom, then get something going. Maybe organize some event, have people over, do something. It's also a witty and a charming energy. So that pairs nicely with Libra, because Libra is a nice energy. It likes to be in harmony with everything and very polite and very caring of where another person is coming from. So that's a wonderful pairing right there. You'll have to be cautious of criticizing other people during this time. It won't be accepted well, and it could cause a lot of harm. So we have to be, because that ego changing from Aries in the sun sign, just if you have to criticize, just be careful how you deliver it. And this is an energy field that offers us an opportunity to learn how to be more diplomatic. And at one time I was right against diplomacy. Just say it the way it is. Don't dance around. Let's be honest. After Trump and some of the ignorant things that I've heard come out of people and rudeness, you know what? I value diplomacy a lot more. So that's what number 3 is going to support for us, is how to be diplomatic, get your point across, but kindly, effectively, and well. And number 3 doesn't like restraints very well. So I think if the government tried to put masks back in, there would be a lot of fight for it. But do you want to get sick? So that's your choice. So we have the freedom to choose. Myself personally, I haven't stopped wearing my mask. I'm working everything just as if nothing changed. We're still in the pandemic, I believe. It's not going to get any worse, hopefully, but it's certainly not going to get better until we learn to live with it as an endemic thing in society. And many people I've talked to think it's over, it's done. No. So I want certain amount of restraints. I'm not going to force somebody to be in a mask, and I wouldn't, but if a company wants to, I see nothing wrong with it. And so number 3 will offer us that opportunity to decide. Many of us may start to look at working in pairs because we're preparing this week for number 4, which follows number 3 naturally. So if you have a partner, it is a better energy to work with your partner, be it business partner, be it cohorts, be it your living partner. But It's a big but. If you're living alone, you may start to want to entertain the opportunity or the thought or the projection of pairing up with somebody. So don't get discouraged if you can't find somebody. It's a feeling. It'll pass. Maybe next week will bring something better. So with this energy, we can maybe work better under stress, but look at it. Don't let yourself get pushed, because we don't like to be pushed as the bull. The bull is, anytime you push the bull, let me tell you, he's going to push back harder than you ever pushed him. And this will activate that mental energy. We'll want to succeed quickly and will feel more ambitious. So if you use that to your advantage, you go ahead and use that. And we may be more open to more inventive, more imaginative, and better at solving some problems. That's what number 3 offers us. So you go and you use that energy to your advantage and to the advantage of people around you. Again, I thank you so much for listening to me and taking your time to be with me in this last few minutes, talking about the week of April the 11th through the 16th. And we're coming up to Easter weekend. So if I don't hear you, or I'm not with you, happy almost Easter for next weekend in case I miss some of you. And if you would like a reading for yourself and let me work on you one-on-one more personally, you are welcome to email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 519-726-6699, and you can catch the weekly podcast that Charlie O'Brien kindly puts up for us at Amazon and SoundCloud and Spotify. So I thank you very much, and you can go to the website www.terriworld.com and look at the 4 or 5 items that may be archived there, so you can catch up on anything that you might have missed. You have yourself a wonderful week, everybody. Again, thank you so much for your time. You behave, be kind to people, look around, see what you can do. If we're not part of the solution, then we're part of the problem. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Insights with Terri Coutts. Join Terri every Monday on Facebook, 7 o'clock Eastern Time for live chats. And visit her website, terriworld.com, TERRI world.com. And thank you for listening.